footsteps a chomp of molar upon stone, and the woodland, the place they had called the dingle, not in her memory, but here, now, there, up and down, in front and behind. She is a captive. She is being shepherded to the place where she will die.
Slow it down. I don't know why you're in such a rush. There's nothing good up there ahead of you.
Betsy emerges back into her own dreadful reality. Registers the sound of a voice, loud as a breaking bone. Knows herself suddenly through the throb of pain and the screeching of fear in her head. Elizabeth Zahavi, 34, a size 12 before lunch and 14 after. Pretty once you get past the scowl. Professional dabbler, mother of none. Mad, bonkers, off her fucking head. Lizzie all her life. Betsy these past few months. Happy months, mostly. Happier than the years that came before with Jay and Anya. And the feeling of being nothing and everything, of being at once dreadful and unappreciated, trapped and unwanted, loving, unloved. She screws up her eyes, opens them into a cold, damp darkness, feels fresh panic claw its way up her aching throat. He'd called this place the dingle, a name that always made her laugh, a funny, happy little word for a woodland hundreds of years old. It made her think of fairies and bluebells and smelled of crushed honeysuckle and elderflower. Here, in the charcoal depths of winter, the forest has been mercilessly disrobed. The trees stand bare and straight against the night sky, their trunks and branches a jumbled manuscript of stark crotchets and frantic semiquavers, black on black. The ground is hard as iron in places, soft as bog cotton in others. Betsy's breath, when it comes, hangs about her face like an unwrapped shroud. She shivers like an animal stripped of fur. She strains her hearing, alert for the sound of footsteps, for help. She fancies she can hear the chuckling of the brook, leading down to the cold black pool beyond the glade, cocks her head, hopes for any distraction from the slow, painful plod of foot following foot. She had thought she heard a solitary robin as they passed the fallen alders, tripping clumsily over the exposed wormy roots. The sound had become a scream, a vixen's widowed wail, and some part of her had taken temporary leave, retreating into a safe place far within, where this wasn't happening, and nobody else was going to die. A memory falls like a dead leaf. Anya. Betsy raises heavy eyes, sniffs wetly, foully, and spits blood. She stares ahead, mist rising from the mulch of the woodland floor, shapeless wisps that coil around the bases of the rain-blackened trees. The moon is a leering eye, half hooded by a skein of thick cloud. The forest seems older here, thicker. The trees have fatter trunks and their branches fork off at odd angles, like limbs that have been broken and improperly set. She hears the creak of ancient branches, sees moonlight reflecting back off iron-grey bark. The air feels somehow heavier. When Betsy licks her lips, she tastes raw meat, tastes the blood that runs from her broken nose in gory plaits. Anya, she says, desperately as she glances to her right and sees the girl. Her hands are tied, Betsy's too. She glances back. He's half a dozen steps behind, one hand holding the rope that binds her wrists, the other gripping the stock of the shotgun. It's pointed at the small of her back. If he shot her from this range, she'd all but evaporate, disappear in a spray of red meat and white bone.
That's it, ladies. Not far now.
They emerge in a small clearing. The trees form a tight mesh, snarled up with blackberries and thorns. She shakes her head, trying to clear her thoughts, hot wasps buzzing inside her skin. Please, she says, an undirected prayer, a comforting invocation, a beseeching for a mercy that will not be found. Please, I didn't. She didn't.
Don't bother. I told you, there's no other way.
The clouds uncouple for a moment, and a little yellow light anoints the clearing. There is a hole in the earth, a yawning maw of disturbed ground. A mound of loose stones has been built into a cairn at the far end of the hole. The digger sits there like a metal dinosaur, extending neck, teeth like swords, the rusting paint looking like blood in the moonlight. There's a shove in her back, and she starts towards it, her feet moving over damp grass. The light reveals the wild flowers that rise from the flattened ground.